about 11 minutes after 7 o'clock right now. What time is it?
Gannon.
Right, PC Trimble time.
What's
Looking
up?
at him. You're everywhere,
A+.
PC.
I am. There's monitors all
Yeah?
over.
Good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you too.
We do how many?
Good to
1,
see you.
2,
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, 7.
Thanks for quizzing me. I rose to the challenge.
You did. It was awesome.
13 monitors in here. I just noticed that.
We're everywhere. It's kind of weird when you like look around and just see you looking at you like everywhere.
It's like mirrors in a fitting room.
Yeah.
It's like you're looking, you're everywhere.
yeah.
The poor viewer has no clue what we're talking about.
Well,
All of the monitors are beyond the camera.
Because today should be any different.
It's like imagine just like the Big Brother control room. That's what it's like in here. Except Connie Chung isn't here.
They're watching
I met her once.
everything you do.
Did you really?
I did her sister, I believe, was superintendent of the high schools where I went to high school. Little known fact. There you go.
There you go. You'll be quizzed on that later, and so will Gannon. But we're going to start talking about something else now, because I don't have a transition here. But Gannon would have a transition, because he's really good at that. But our first story, I don't find like particularly important, but a lot of people are talking about it online, so I have to talk about it. The most famous movie stars in the world have just sealed their eternal destiny by getting married, or their eternal until like 2 years from now destiny. I'm talking, of course, about Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. A rep for the pair said the couple tied the knot in France last Saturday. But that information has only just come to light like yesterday. I think it was last night. Yeah. The duo, who have now been together for almost a decade, had a small private ceremony in a chapel over in France. The pair are parents to 6 children, and they were engaged for 2 years before finally getting married. Is Jolie's third marriage and Brad Pitt's second. And, a lot of people were wondering if they were ever going to do it, and they sort of, danced around the question and never said yes or no, and then just went ahead and got married.
Yeah, they've been together a long time.
Yeah. And, it's one of those things where, like, after a while, I don't know why, personally, I don't know why they got
I don't know. I mean,
quote married.
I never heard the exact reason why they chose now. But this was breaking news. It came across every media platform as breaking news yesterday morning. So,
that's right. It happened.
A lot of people wanted to know about it.
It happened around 8 yesterday, I remember, because they not cut into the Today Show.
I think Brad Pitt was seen wearing a ring.
That's what it was.
That's what it was.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Do we still do the Brangelina thing, or is that?
I don't, because I don't talk
about
them.
Usually on like TMZ, I think.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was still a thing.
They use that phrase.
They would be referred to as Brangelina, but now she, of course, kept her last name.
Well, see, I was hoping that after they got married, they would change their last name to Smith, because I would have found that funny.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith, exactly.
I thought that would have been really good.
Well, too bad they didn't listen to your advice, Bonner.
I don't know.
If they're looking for a PR person.
If you guys are watching the new Mr. and Mrs. Pitt, why? Why are you watching if you are? Let us know.
She's really pretty.
Yes.
She is, isn't she, again?
Mm-hmm. Really pretty lady.
Yes, she is.
That's my big addition
I like that.
to this whole conversation.
It was a nice addition.
We'll let you stare off into space.
We'll let you
a little
just
bit
stare off
longer.
into space, and I'll stare into the camera and do the next story. Because, guys, a war has started in England. A War. It sounded... I'm going to be honest.
That could have been better.
I'm going to be honest. It didn't sound good in my head, and I said it anyway. But at any rate, someone who is better than that transition is Harrison Ford, who has returned to the helm of the Millennium Falcon after a break of his leg a couple weeks ago. Now, despite predictions that his injury would actually sidetrack him for up to 6 months, he was seen as just a little while later on the red carpet of The Expendables 3, walking crutch-free. And throughout his recovery, Lucasfilm and his parent company, Walt Disney, have insisted that the release date of December 18th, 2015 will stay, and, they've started shooting again. So the picture won't wrap until the fall, but many cast members continued to film while Ford was recovering, and now that he's back, they can really get into the gear of things because, and this is one of my favorite things about the movie, is that the original stars are the stars of this film.
That is cool.
Which is so cool to me. I love.
That is cool.
Yeah.
And there always has to be a backup plan, I'm sorry. Whether it's an injury or, unfortunately, a death, the movie world, it has to continue.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The film must go on.
I feel I'm half paying attention. I get caught up in watching the trailer.
I know.
It takes me back to 1977. I saw this movie with my grandmother.
Oh, wow.
I
wish I could remember.
I can recall so many things about that day because this movie to me at that time was everything.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love that movie too.
Yeah, and I remember, I didn't, of course, see it in theaters. My dad remembers going to see it. I saw it, we had a 3 set of the VHS tapes at the house. And so my sister and I, we just watched them over and over again. And it's exciting to see them going on because, they're just iconic. And it's one of my favorite things that George Lucas is still in control of the entire story. And I think that's great as a creative type myself to see someone create it all the way through like that.
Now, we've watched these with Hunter. Are the girls, your girls, Gannon or Bob, are they into Star Wars
Ours,
at all?
we watched one with them, and they fell asleep, but it was, I don't think because of the content. it was later. But
a Seinfeld episode. What is it? The How I Met Your Mother episode.
Oh, really?
Yeah, falling asleep during Star Wars is not a good thing.
Yeah, they ask a lot of questions about it because Disney, now that they own kind of the rights, there's like a Lego cartoon Star Wars.
Yeah.
And there are different Star Wars cartoons now available on Disney, so the kids will then in turn ask me, oh, is this guy a bad guy? Is this guy? And I remember this in the movie. So we haven't broadened to the second and
Your
third one
girls
yet.
no interest?
No, I mean, not that I know of. I mean, if I were to sit them down, say, check this out, they may or may not fall asleep. I don't know. It'd be an experiment.
Yeah.
I'm drawn to the original cast too. That's
cool.
my big takeaway from that. Was it in this venue we were talking about the Ghostbusters movie that the original cast is not necessarily
They're
going to
doing
be
a weird reboot of Ghostbusters.
Yeah. Okay. So I think that may lose something a little bit. Although I'll probably check it out.
I thought Princess Leia was so pretty.
She is. She's
Carrie
also
Fisher?
a pretty lady.
Yep.
And I'm glad that they're all back. I just
Look at the goofy hairdo and go, wow.
The Cinnabons?
I wonder if that's going to be back. I think they said that the hair is not, the Leah buns are not coming back. But
Yeah.
no. Maybe too silly nowadays, but we'll see.
She is a real pretty lady.
Gannon. Oh, sweet, simple Gannon. You have our last video, don't you?
Yeah, and this is cool, and this might put me on the Instagram bandwagon now because I've been kind of. I like how you approach social media. You kind of don't get drawn in at all hours of the day. You exercise restraint, and I need to do that. Yeah, so he said.
I've given up on Facebook.
You've just abandoned it?
I have. I mean, my work Facebook page basically says I do Twitter.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You're on Twitter.
Because I don't do Facebook.
Right, but if I get into this, I'd have to service it. But I don't know. This is a pretty cool feature from Instagram. It's called Hyperlapse. It allows you to do time-lapse videos, and we were talking earlier this morning about how a 15-second video clip is now the max on Instagram. Well, now you could take 150 seconds of video, like this video through NYC, and condense it.
So cool.
At you could pick your 8 times, 10 times, up to 12 times the rate, and jam a lot more good stuff in there. And who doesn't like a good time lapse? I mean, we do it for weather, and New York City's kind of hyper as it is, but sped up, it's even cooler.
Watch.
Looks good.
You see just about everything within 15 seconds.
That's so cool. Yeah. Oh, that's such a preview. I remember that.
Is neat.
Hyperlapse, a new app from the makers of Instagram.
I need to get on Instagram too.
Instagram is really
the
cool.
Teenagers, or my son's
the
generation.
Kids.
That's what they like. Yeah,
I
that's
love
what they're
Instagram,
on.
and I'm a child.
As a parent, you might need to do it.
Yeah.
Not now, but maybe later.
Probably true. Or get that app that allows me to control all the other apps.
Yeah. All right, we are back after this.